The show must go on. That's what we say in show business.
Jimmy Kimmel has been suspended, but there's a lot more to the story you're missing. First off, why did he get suspended? It's all because of this quote. We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang, desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it. Early reports confirm the shooter, Tyler Robinson, had no MAGA ties. Kimmel's "one of them" line ignored the facts, plus he made fun of some people grieving over Charlie Kirk. So basically, misinformation at the highest level without any punchlines to make it funny. That's like buying an OnlyFans subscription only to watch someone dancing with their clothes on. This comes after the Trump administration won a $16 million lawsuit against ABC. Here's what no one is talking about in relation to this story. Jimmy Kimmel is an existential threat to ABC. ABC has a special privilege that other networks don't have. They are an over-the-air broadcaster with FCC licensed affiliates, meaning anyone with a TV and signal can reach them. No additional cost necessary. But that privilege comes with rules. What is said to be in the public interest and kowtowing to one political ideology is seen as irresponsible. Jimmy Kimmel spreading misinformation after a tragic situation risks having their license taken away after repeated failures. You may remember what just happened to PBS and Sesame Street. Trump yanked their federal funding in March over liberal bias in kids shows, forcing a desperate pivot to Netflix for new episodes. It goes beyond that as well. The company behind Kimmel has an upcoming merger that requires FCC approval. Their affiliates Nexstar are pursuing a $6.2 billion acquisition of a rival broadcaster. This is not a matter of free speech. No one is saying Jimmy Kimmel can't say these things. What is being said, however, is if this network wants to retain special privilege, unfunny comedians like Jimmy Kimmel, who has abysmally low ratings, can't spread defamatory misinformation while riling up the public. Despite this, celebrities like Alyssa Milano, Mark Ruffalo, and unions such as SAG-AFTRA are torching ABC/Disney for caving to Trump's fascism with hashtags such as Boycott Disney trending on X. Left-leaning groups such as Media Matters are also fundraising off of it as a democracy test. Ironically, Jimmy Kimmel has called for the deplatforming of many celebrities over tweets or comments or behaviors such as Louis C.K., Roseanne Barr, Bill O'Reilly, Kevin Spacey, Al Franken, and more.
Just because Roseanne is gone doesn't mean the whole show has to go. The show must go on. That's what we say in show business.
And now he's in the doghouse that he built. This also shows a major shift in how Disney is handling political commentary. You may remember Disney had to settle with Gina Carano recently due to her firing over a mild Instagram story where she literally said nothing wrong. She wasn't just booted from the Star Wars franchise, she was excommunicated from Hollywood and could only find work on channels like the Daily Wire. Disney is billions in debt, and with countless flops, both with movies and shows, they clearly are realizing they need to change how they behave before they alienate everyone. Comment below if you respect Disney more or less for how they handled Gina Carano and now Jimmy Kimmel. Now, how is Jimmy Kimmel's handling of this situation? Rumors are he's holed up in Howard Stern's multi-million-dollar mansion while they both coddle each other as they look back at their greatest hits. Just kidding. But really, apparently Jimmy Kimmel is not happy about this. According to insiders, he is absolutely livid, turned down an opportunity to apologize, and is reportedly shopping to exit his ABC contract early. Since this, Donald Trump has celebrated and has called for the firing of the remaining late-night show hosts, such as Jimmy Fallon, Seth Meyers, and more. Since recording the video, there have been some new developments that I wanted to include.
First off, the demands were made for Jimmy Kimmel in order to return on air, of course, after an undisclosed amount of time. First, Jimmy Kimmel would have to issue a direct apology to the Kirk family and make a personal donation to both the family and Charlie Kirk's organization, Turning Point USA. It's hard to imagine someone who made these statements in the first place going along with these demands, but then again, there are literally millions and millions of dollars in play. Not to mention, this goes beyond Jimmy Kimmel himself. He has an entire staff full of workers who have families and need to support themselves. If the show doesn't go back on air, that means they all lose their jobs. I mentioned this earlier in the video, but it was confirmed by Deadline that Disney CEO Bob Iger was involved in the decision, but Jimmy Kimmel, at the point of the original phone call, said he was unwilling to apologize for his on-air comments. Do you think Jimmy Kimmel will be back on air, or do you think this is the end for his show?
Now, why am I covering this? I run a movie channel because late night shows revolve around movies and TV shows, not to mention a lot of news are broken on these shows and typically are the #1 stop when promoting a new release. Also, public broadcasting and TV is how many people are introduced to new shows or movies. So while this is a bit out of the ordinary, it directly impacts everything talked about on this channel. Subscribe for more like this.